Number 4, write this down. Income downtime. Write down the word G-O-A-L, goal, equals, ready? If you are not making at the rate of $1,000 per week by your 5th week, you look back at these notes and you remember my name. I'm Jonathan Rothschild, and I told you so. Don't be a little quitter, whine and moan and say, I've got all these work hours and driving and complain, moan. How far is that going to get you, whiner? No, I told you from the get-go. You want the good, I get you there quicker if you follow my lead. Yet another benefit I did not have was the privilege of being paid to make more sales, and that is, I have a phone coach, as I mentioned before, always waiting for me to call them to help them while I'm with the customer. Buffett Senior Healthcare in our division actually will pay you $100 to call your phone coach per week, your first 4 weeks on staff. $100 a week just for calling your phone coach. I'm going to say that if you don't take advantage of that, then you need to hang up the phone because you're obviously not money motivated. I'm waiting for a dial tone. Write this down. I will call my phone coach at every single appointment I'm in, no matter what. If you'll do that, you'll see that $100 multiply and multiply and multiply. I don't want to spoil it for you, but know that Jonathan Rothschild has told you. Take advantage of your phone coach and get paid for doing it. And they will make the sales for you, and you'll get the commission plus $100. Only thing I can think of right now is spoiled brat. Excuse me. No, that's wrong. Just do it, because I didn't have that benefit. I wish I did, and now you all do. A little jealous. Capitalize on it. I guess you should say you're welcome. But do not whine and moan when you don't do what I said and then want to blame others. Are you the type to write this down, folks? Are you this person? Bad things happen, other people will be blamed. Are you smiling right now? If you are, hang up. I don't think that's funny. Bad things happen, I'm blamed. I am accountable. That's the next point. Write this down. 6, accountability. You set goals, you make your goals. You communicate in a fashion that is candid with your managers. You're not going to offend us, except if you don't do these simple things we're telling you, because we have all the incentive in the world to get you as successful as your dreams are. We want that to happen. We're in the position, empowered in this position, to do that for you because we've done it. And we didn't have all the spoiled rotten stuff that many of you folks have right now that are on staff. Excuse me. I didn't get the gifts that folks have. I'm trying to help you. If what I'm saying is offending you, then go ahead and quit right now and hang up, because when Mrs. Jones tells you at the door when you show up that she doesn't want to see you and she actually didn't set an appointment, and then you call your manager whining and moaning, and then you hear the recording, which incidentally, by federal law, we have to record every single appointment that's set, obviously. You call in, whine and moan, we play that recording for you, and then what do you say? You understand that attitude is sales. If you're exhausted, you're tired, how are you going to look at that door? How are you going to portray yourself? The way that you talk, what's your connotation going to be? What's your demeanor? You're going to continue sitting in a cesspool of negativity, and what could have turned you into a $2,000, $3,000, or $4,000 income week. You're not paid to go to work. How's that feel? Go home and tell the wife or husband that one. Then the two of you can sit in cesspool of negativity and just give up. Be a quitter like 99.9% of folks. Are you a quitter? Go ahead and hang up because I think that you are. I got a 99.9% chance I'm right. Or maybe you're not. But I'm just going to call you a quitter anyway. But if that just offended you, quit. Because you're going to get objections in the field. Seniors, like my grandparents and my parents for that matter, I'll give you an example. Many times where I would go on an appointment and they would tell me that they didn't want to see me, they weren't interested, and to get the heck off their porch. Sometimes they'd say, hell. Well, what am I going to do there? Now, listen to me. We're all human beings. I use the word seniors, but I'm going to use myself. I'm a human being too. Have you ever been in a bad mood because you haven't ate lunch yet and someone says something to you and you are irritated and you snap back at them? Are you married? I am. And I know, particularly my wife, if she doesn't get her giblets, I'll tell you, I don't want to be around her. And then when she does bark at me, I come back and she says, honey, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. And I go, I know. That's okay, sweets. And then if I don't get my dinner on time, I'm the same way. It's called being a human being. Also, consider this. Write this down. It's under accountability. Write it down. Ready? Seniors speak with other seniors, and they have sons and daughters. I want you to consider your mother or your father or grandparents, and they were to call you and say, hey, listen, a guy named Jonathan Rothschild's coming out here to explain to me the various changes in Medicare and so forth. And then what would you say? A stranger? Wait a second. I don't think he goes to our church. He didn't date me in high school. We didn't go to the prom together. In other words, you're a stranger. Which leads into my next point. Ready? 7 is fear of rejection. Write that down. Fear of rejection. In a bad mood, you're going to get objections. It's hard to be mean to someone with a big smile on their face. They call the son and daughter. The daughter says, no, tell him you didn't make an appointment. They go to the beauty parlor. My grandmother always puts on this big cotton ball hairdo. I love it. And they all sit there and gossip. And from all my years in the field, I'll guarantee you this, that they go and they will say, hey, tomorrow I'm having someone come out and visit with me, and they're all stoked up about it. You'll hear the recording and you'll see, wow, man, they were. I can't believe they acted that way to me at the door. Well, that beauty parlor, within the 24-hour period when it was set, they said, oh, no, I had someone come out and scam me on a roofing job and so forth and so on. I had this happen, and scare the heck out of them. And so they put up a defense mechanism. Here is how to overcome that. Attitude. In one ear, out the other. Attitude. Hold yourself accountable and understand, in sales, you get rejection. If you are the type of individual, that doesn't mean you're a bad person, but if you are the type of individual where your feelings get hurt easily, if I've offended you in any way, then you're this person. That if you get a no, that you put your tail between your legs, you pout about it, you cry yourself a river, cry yourself on that pillow that night, and then just give up. If that's a potential for you. If you're thinking, I don't think so, hang up. Hang up right now. Please don't waste your time. Certainly you can get a government job somewhere, right? An hourly job or wherever. Just don't come on staff here because you won't even be able to go past the hiring interview. Next. Letting you catch up on your notes. Number 8. Take notes on the good days. Take notes on the good days, Jonathan said. When you make a sale, Don't hip hip hooray, zoom home, and Miller time it. Put the car out of gear, park, and get your yellow pad out and wear it out as to what you did. When you go into an appointment and you don't make a sale, in one or out the other, forget it. Do not let it bounce right off of you. Don't sit there in a cesspool of negativity. Why live that way? You're going to give yourself a myocardial infarction. No. Life doesn't have to be that way. Call your manager. We're also your therapists. We're paid well for it. Make it to management you could be. Take notes on the good days. You heard Jonathan say that. So when you go out there and you're the type of individual who goes out and their first couple of weeks puts up $3,000 worth of income and, I'm God's gift to the Buffett Senior Healthcare Corporation. Woo! I was the #1 salesman for Mitsubishi. Woo! Great. And then you go out the next 2 weeks and literally make no money and then quit and give up and blame us and blame everybody but yourself because bad things happen and other people be blamed, right? Whiner. Jonathan Rothschild said, take notes on the good days. So when you make that sale, here's the nice thing, the cool thing, is that the market doesn't change. The product is the same. The presentation is the same. Now, that being said, what's going to change would be you. So if you make a sale, you write down what you did right. And that's like having how can I put it to you? Well, it's like having the teacher's key. When you're in school, you take a little test. Well, what if you already had the answers there for the test? You get an A+ every time. And you're listening to an individual who is guilty of that. I didn't. I thought I was God's gift to sales. When I came into this organization, I was quickly humbled. I didn't give up, though. I finally listened to take notes on the good days and stop letting my ego run me, which ego is dangerous. Write this down, too. Absolutely write this down. Committee will love this one. Ready? Ego is dangerous. Confidence is good. Confidence is good. Ego is dangerous. Jonathan Rothschild said that. Next. Conviction. Write that down. Your next point, number 9, conviction. Backbone. Repetition. That is your number 9. Well, what does that mean? Do you hear how I'm talking, though? I'm talking with conviction because I'm telling you the truth. I don't have to be an actor to do this. I have backbone naturally because I am doing everything I can to do a proper interview for you. I told you the good. That's blue sky unless you can accept this. What I've gone through, the 9 points. Backbone means knowing your product, having confidence in what you say. When you communicate with your managers, you communicate with authority. You don't hem-haw around. Don't deceive yourself. Don't whine and moan. Don't pout. Don't let your attitude get the best of you. Why live that way? It doesn't have to be this way. Why whine? When you have all the support in the world, and we have all the motivation in the world to get you there, and it's not because we're angel boys. It's because we're financially, we want to make money off of you. How's that? You want to make money off of us. Now, if that offends you, you don't like capitalism. Don't come on here, because we love capitalism, and we do it well. But I don't think you do. I got a 99.9 shot that I'm talking to one who, well, enough said. I won't be too rude to you. But if I offended you, you know what to do. Hang up. Won't hurt my feelings, sweetheart. All right. I'm going to conclude now with something that I think is very important for you to understand. And I want you to have a thick skin. But I really do want you to understand that what I'm going to tell you is a numerical certainty. Numbers don't lie. That's the best part about them. So consider these facts. Ready? I hope these are in your notes. I'm going to talk about money, income. On our staff, in our division, Buffett Senior Healthcare Corporation, we are in the exclusive territory preset appointment division, not to be confused with the others. In our division, the top 20% of our division, those that are selling, and then they're in the top 20% bracket, they average 16 times more than those in the bottom 80%. Top 20% make 16 times more money than the bottom 80%. Got me? Next. I love this one. The top 4% earn on average 50 times, 50 times those in the bottom 20%. That's dang right. Those of you in the top 4%, that means you're in the top 20 of the top 20. You're going to earn 50 times more of those in the bottom 20. So let me ask you this. Do you want to be in the top 4%? Well, if you're ever not in the top 4%, Jonathan Rothschild says this to you. Write this down. Don't hurt my feelings. I might quit. Being facetious there, folks. If you're not in the top 4%, then I want you to compare yourself to someone who is. And I want you to surround yourself with them. I want you to wear out their phone. You have daily phone coaches that literally sit by the phone all day long. A 1-800 number that you can call at any time. Their hours start at 5 a.m. and end at 10 p.m. every day, Tuesday through Friday, and it rotates, and they work on 10 hours for Saturdays and Mondays for you. And they're in the top 4%. I was one of them. Made a fortune doing it too. Off of you folks out there selling. But I did that part first. Because like Alexis Riley says, I love that part. She's got a real head on her shoulders. Alexis would say, why work when you can hire good help? If you're interested in management, we're capitalism at its best. Surround yourself by those, because the bottom line is to reach the top 4%, you must reach to the point where you no longer fear rejection. And you understand that 80% of sales are closed after the 5th closing attempt. That means you went through 4 objections. That means you got rejected 4 times. You got told no. So do you see why my interview style is the way that it is? I'm not trying to be a jerk during this time. I may sound like it. I'm trying to convey to you that if my attitude, the way I communicate, is offending you, you don't belong in sales. It's certainly not in this level of sales. We're a high caliber. We're the Navy SEALs of it. The very best of the best. We are not mediocre, and we will not accept mediocre. That's all I have to say for this second. Finally, in regards to the learning curve, I'm going to give you a piece of advice. No, I'm just going to tell you to do this. You get hired, you come on staff. Write this down. Jonathan Rothschild told you this. Please put this in your notes. This is one, incidentally, that really touched home with me, that turned me in what was a failing on staff my first week into very successful. Folks, on our staff, I said, do not judge your success or your failure until you've given 20 full presentations. In other words, you're not allowed to quit and be a quitter and give up until you've done 20 full presentations. Once you've done 20 full presentations, go ahead, quit. That's enough then. I don't have anything to worry about, because I know, based on the numbers, that we have virtually no attrition, no fall-off, virtually, after someone has given 20 full presentations in the field to a stranger. That's not to your wife, your husband, the cat, the dog, the mirror, your mother or grandmother. That's no good. No, not role-playing. It's to a stranger, senior citizen that's out there in your exclusive territory. 20 full. You spell full with an F, a U, and an L, and an L. Double underline that one for me. I'm going to look for that in the notes. 20 full presentations. Don't judge it. Now, on that note, I'm talking to you folks that get out there and started, much like myself, which is a rock star from the get-go, and then tailspin. Well, I started judging my success after my first 2 days that I went out in the field. I'll never forget it. I went out there and made more in a week than I ever had. Literally, in my entire life. And I was convinced that I had it mastered. And I immediately said, wow, this is my career for a lifetime. Woo! And I remember bragging about it to everyone I talked to. It's embarrassing to say, but it's true. And I don't like even saying it. Okay, I'll tell you. I didn't make any money the next week and a half. Yep, it's true. And I lied too. I said that to my manager that I was giving full presentations. I really wasn't. I'd go in there and they'd say, I don't think I'm interested in this. I'd say, okay, fine. And I blame it on the appointment. And I didn't vocalize it, but it stuck in my head. And my attitude was sour. And I was turtle hair away from giving up something that has given me tremendous gratification, not just financially, but I sleep well knowing what I'm doing is a great thing for folks and an absolute need. And I'm helping a lot of people now become successful and enjoy what I have had the privilege and opportunity to do.